Hi, my name is Justine, and I'm one of the Writing and Study Skills tutors at Wave Tech. In this video, we'll be looking at some strategies for making effective study habits. So you may already have some study habits, but note some room for improvement. Or maybe you don't really have any strategies yet when it comes to studying, but that's okay too. Sometimes we can make it through high school or even start college without any true studying techniques. But you'll notice how there's a big shift in college where the material starts to get more complex and the courses start to move more quickly. And so that's why it's really important to implement some strategy when it comes to your studying. This way you can keep up and perform well in all your courses. Now, we also have some videos specific to critical reading skills and effective note taking. So if you haven't yet, you might also want to check those out for some good information on those specific topics. But here in this video, let's take a look at some other proven methods for how to study effectively. First, it's really important to implement study time by making it a habit. So this means that you want to schedule your study time for each course just like you would an appointment. Now, only you can hold yourself accountable for these study sessions, so it's really important to have good self-discipline to do that. To make studying a habit, you want to think about a cue, like a specific location or a specific time, and make sure that you have your necessary materials. And then to make a habit, it can be good to give yourself a reward at the end of a session. So this can be a simple feeling of accomplishment and pride, or something more tangible, like a break to play a game or watch a show, have a treat, whatever works for you. The key to making it a habit is to not think about it. So you just do it because it's the time and place that you have scheduled, and then you make it a routine so you keep doing it. This is important with spacing study time over the whole semester so you don't find yourself needing to cram right before a test. But when you're studying, do take breaks when needed. So, for example, you might focus on your studies for 45 minutes and then take a 15-minute break. Or if, 30 minutes and then 10-minute break is better for you, just have that goal in mind of how long you're going to work and know that that break is coming before you get back to the work again. This just really helps you avoid burnout and helps you stay strong with your studying. You want to be sure that you're organizing your materials by topic so that you're ready and that you use your resources like chapter tests at the end of your textbook or online practice quizzes or flashcard apps or anything your instructor provides on Blackboard can be helpful too. Okay, next, it's also important to focus on a goal of comprehension over memorization. Now, you may need to simply memorize some facts, and that's okay, but remember that in college, you're often expected to make sense of what you learned in more of an analytical way, and that's where comprehension becomes really important. To do this, try to relate what you're learning to your own knowledge and experiences. Making connections in this way can help the material sink in better for you. You might also rewrite your notes with analysis in mind by using your own words, doing some compare contrast, and making connections to help you make sense of the material. It can be helpful to teach what you're learning to somebody else too. Now that might be a study buddy from class or a friend or family member who's willing to help, or even just speaking the concepts out loud by yourself can help you make better sense of the material. And then finally, to best comprehend what you're learning, try to create study guides and practice tests with the notes that you prepared. You can think like the teacher and try to guess what test questions you're going to see. And finally, when you're getting close to test time, you want to think about creating a more serious, focused schedule for your study time. Now, that might look something like this. In this example, you would check to see on the calendar when your test is, count back 4 days before the test, and on that day, you might reread your notes and textbook chapters to refresh yourself with the material. On the next day, go back and skim through the notes and chapters while reciting important points out loud to reinforce what you've learned. Then on the next day, you would try to recite the key points again, but without looking at your notes or book. When you get stuck, go look back and try again, or when you think you know it, still double check for accuracy. And then that brings you to the day before the test, where you can try completing a sample test to get ready. And, be sure to still review any concepts that are still not clear at that point. You're still studying, so you might not know everything, but taking a sample test helps you kind of see the gaps in what you have gotten into your long-term memory and what you haven't yet. Then on test day, try to relax so you can quickly skim or glance over main points you want to remember, but you'll have the confidence at this point that you've been putting in the work for several days in a row and really all semester long if you've been doing that study habits that we talked about. Now, you might adjust this plan in a way that works best for you or your particular course, but the key is that you're using some sort of schedule and strategy because that will help you make the most of your study time and prepare you best for test time. Okay, so thanks for listening. I hope you have learned some helpful information about how to improve your study habits. And remember that if you would like some more help with that process or other study skills in general, you can always schedule a one-on-one tutoring appointment with us. All right, good luck.